So back in 2020, I was working at Goldman Sachs. I was on my medical leave for 3 months and I was randomly scrolling through Reddit. I found this website, which was like a freelancing platform that I applied to very randomly. And that application changed the trajectory of my life. This platform became my primary source of income for the next 2.5 years. In this video, I want to share how I clocked over 2,500 hours on this platform. What is this platform? What is the interview process? And what opportunity you get as usually an Indian developer, someone in the third world country, to get connected to clients all around the world. This video is not sponsored, but the company was kind enough to give me 20 referrals that I'll be sharing through the course that I'm teaching. If you're in the top 20 of the batch, you'll be getting a direct referral here. I can't really promise an interview with the referral. It depends on a lot of things, but I'll personally be referring you here. I've referred 2 people in the past. Both of them got interviews. None of them got in though, because it's a very competitive freelancing platform. So let me share more details. Let's get right into the video. So the platform is called TopTal. The name itself has top talent in it. Their basic thesis is they find the top talent all around the world and they connect them to the most expensive clients, basically clients that want the top-notch talent throughout the world. They connect them to them. So hence their interview criteria for you as a talent is very competitive. Let me share that first. If you want to apply, don't apply just yet. Don't rush to the website and apply. You can only apply once in 6 months. And if you get rejected, it's always there on your resume. So you can't really change emails. They track that very strictly. So don't rush to this apply as a freelancer button just yet. Hear me out through the video and then decide. Their interview process is usually first you apply with your resume and they look at whether or not what you've done in the past. They usually don't hire people who are in college right now, even though I've seen a few people there. But mostly their thesis is you should have at least graduated from college. You should have some experience, some projects in your resume, and that's the first filtering criteria. After that is when you get through the interview process. The interview process looks like an interview for DSA, and all of this is public information. I'm not sharing anything internal. The first round is a DSA round. If you're an Indian, it's like fairly simple. Like we do an extremely complicated DSA for some reason. And hence that was like the simplest round for me. The second round is when you have to actually showcase your skills. So if you're applying for, let's say, UI or in the Munch stack or a front-end developer or PHP, you'll be given a project, you have to complete it, and then you have to showcase it to someone, and they'll be asking you extremely difficult questions, and they'll make sure whether or not you've met all functional requirements. So this is the most difficult interview because here you're being tested for your skills, the skills that you'll actually be using when you're working with the clients throughout the world. So after this round, there are a few other random rounds where you decide your price and basically go about the requirements, but these are the 2 important rounds. From what I remember, it might have changed now, but my friends that I referred recently, I know that the trajectory of getting interviewed sort of looks something like this. Why you should join TopTal? If you're from India, as I said, like I was working at Goldman, so I priced myself very humbly. Like you can price yourself at whatever price you want, but mine was just enough to meet my Goldman salary, which is a very humble price for someone to get a good developer in. So first requirement is you're a good developer. But if you're a good developer and you're in India, so you can sort of price yourself humbly. So the amount of inbound that you get is really high. That was the case for me, even though like throughout my journey at TopTal, I increased my price. And by the end, it was 5 times of what I was initially charging. But the good thing is if you're just starting out and if you want to get out of that sort of full-time job in Bangalore with dirty roads, which was like the reason for me, you can do that by pricing yourself humbly, basically pricing yourself similar to what you're making here. And since you're a freelancer, you can save more money by showing expenses and doing things like these. So in the end, it's like a pretty good situation. But what does the job actually look like? So TopTal's goal is to connect you to clients with the US. These could be short-term gigs. These could be long-term gigs. For me, they were always long-term, anywhere from 6 months to a year, where you get connected to someone, either a company or an individual. TopTal handles payments. They handle making sure you get paid and no one can sort of rip you off. You decide your price. You tell TopTal, this is my hourly price. This is what I will charge. Then if they find projects that work well for, they of course take a premium on top of your rate and then they charge the end client. So that's like any other freelancing platform. The good thing is you get to decide your price. You put your price out there and there are very good recruiters throughout the platform that sort of guide you whether or not your price is good for your skill. As I said, initially, I was only doing simple full stack projects, so I priced myself humbly. Slowly and steadily, I got into niche fields, so I increased my price. They're very good at guiding what you should charge. And more than the money you make, well, not really more than, like the money is good, but you also get a very nice community because it's like the top talent from all around the world in every field that you see here. So you are on a Slack basically, and there are a lot of like non-work related groups there where people chit chat and sort of share their experiences. And if anyone has any questions, if anyone wants to learn something new, it's a super like extremely talented community to be a part of. And there are a lot of people from India there as well. We have like India groups where we talk as well, and there are India meetups, so on and so forth. So it's a decent community to be a part of. Only it's really hard to get in. As you can see here, it says top 3%, because if 100 people apply, only 3% of the people make it in. I personally referred 2 people. Both of them got interviews, but none of them were able to make it in because it's difficult. And these were like good folks. So it's not easy to get in. I wouldn't recommend applying if you're not yet sure with your skills. I would recommend sharpening your axe a little, making sure you're completely ready, and then applying. More specifically, for the batch that I'm teaching, I'll find people who are extremely curious, who I can basically understand based on not just the assignments, but like their interaction with the community, who's helping out other people, so on and so forth. So it'll be very easy for me to grab those 20 people. It'll be solely on my discretion. It'll not be whoever is performing on the assignments first, because it's very easy to cheat there. But like within a span of 3 months, it'll be very easy for me to know who's engaging with the community well, and those people will get a direct referral. Referral does not mean you'll get an interview. There are a lot of factors that go in. So I'm not committing anything here. I'm just saying I'll personally refer you. I can like track all the referrals here on my dashboard, and I can see who got in, what round people were not able to get in. Just because I'm referring does not mean you'll get an interview. There are a lot of factors that they see. I can track every referral that I've made here, but you may or may not get an interview. If you get an interview, you may or may not get in. Not promising anything here. I'm just saying I got 20 referrals because I've been a part for a really long time. I've clocked a lot of hours here. And as I said, this was my primary source of income. So I at least asked for 20 referrals so that I can refer the top people that I'm teaching, and hopefully some of you, all of you, I don't know, make it in. So that was my goal with the referrals. And even if you don't get the referral, if you're not part of the course, don't worry. You can either ask other people who work at TopTal, or you can apply directly. I personally applied directly. I did not have a referral. So it doesn't really mean if you don't have a referral, you don't make it in. You may get an edge. You may not get an edge. I don't know. I'm not discouraging anyone, but I would say you can't apply again for 6 months if you get rejected once. So be ready, maybe spend some time learning, like preparing, and only then apply. Don't randomly apply here. And if you have any other questions related to TopTal, feel free to ask me. As I said, it was my primary source of income, so I'm happy to share it with everyone. And hopefully a lot of you from India or like other countries as well, make it into TopTal. Once you make it in, you'll sort of understand the power of communities, and especially these networks that connect people from India to the US. There's a lot of backlash with like freelancing platforms that they charge a lot. I personally couldn't care less, because if someone is connecting me to someone in the US that I had no real path of reaching, even if they charge a premium, I couldn't care less as long as I'm getting paid more than what I was getting paid before. So I don't understand the argument against freelancing platforms. I personally love TopTal, even Upwork. Both have worked really well for me. So if you want to do that, feel free to apply. But as I said, sharpen your axe a little, and once you're ready, do apply. If you get in, let me know. If you're already part of the network, ping me on Slack there. I would love to talk to you, and hopefully a few of you from the course and otherwise get in and feel the exponential effects of a network that I did. Oh yeah, so they have a lot of skills that you can apply for, not just full stack development. They're like front-end engineer, PHP, UX. So even if you're not a developer, there are a few titles here. So feel free to apply for those. More specifically, if full stack is what you're looking to apply for, I'm teaching a batch in the next 3 months. So feel free to join the batch. The link is in the description. And this is the batch that I'll be finding those top 20 people from and referring them. Feel free to do your own research. There are a bunch of blog posts out there that explain the same thing that I did in a more detailed fashion. So feel free to look around. With that, let's end the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.